You guys can start firing away.
Well, Charlie, can you just break down how this all came to be and why you were interested in this job?
Yeah, first of all, I've known Coach B from the past, just kind of in the comings and goings of the profession. First and foremost, then a couple guys on staff I've gotten to know over the years. Jay Kaiser, I was with in Miami, with the Dolphins for 7 years, and Terrence Jameson and I have just overlapped. He did an internship with us in Miami at one point in time during the training camp. So I think they may have passed my name along to Coach B, and there was some familiarity with Coach and I, and he made the call and came out on the interview, and the rest is history from there.
I mean, you've been in the NFL for several years now in a row. What made you decide to make college football something you'd want to pursue?
Yeah, to me, in the coaching profession, you just, at least I try to identify, good coaching opportunities with good people. Program on the rise back home. Always respected Coach B. Coming here, had a great feel for him and his staff on my interview. And I think it's a unique opportunity for me to come back to my home state and coach for my state's state institution. And then college football wise, it's a little bit different. The opportunity to coach college athletes is different than what it's like coaching professionals. Both are good. There's a little bit more mentorship, I feel, with younger college kids, and I think that's something I'm looking forward to at this stage in my career.
Coach, from a recruiting standpoint, what do you feel like you bring to the table? And have you had that conversation with Coach Bullen about recruiting territories yet?
A little bit, yeah. It's still fluid. I think as a starting point, I'll be back in the Chicago area, which is where I'm from. So hopefully with a little familiarity there, that'll help that process. And I think in recruiting, clearly it's been a while since I've been in college football. I look at recruiting as just building relationships. So that'll be my approach to it. I've got to, learn some of the logistics of it since it's been a while since I've been at it. But I'm going to focus on building relationships, and I think, high school players are going to want to have a chance to develop as players, and I just think my experience can help them with that. Especially coming from the NFL level, having some success with, some guys at that level. I think they'll be interested in that and curious for an opportunity to develop.
Coach, growing up in the state of Illinois, were you an Illinois fan as a kid, or is there other teams you rooted for? Tell me how that went.
Yeah, ironically, my mom is a graduate of here. She's going to kill me. I don't remember the year, and I won't date her, so I won't put that pressure on myself.
What's her name?
Shane McNerney at the time. That was her maiden name.
Yeah.
And then so grew up. Little bit, I'd say a little bit of a fan. Had some Notre Dame and Northwestern in there, but always aware of the team. As a high school athlete, I came to the football camp here going into my junior year when Ron Turner was the head coach. So a little bit of history here.
Charlie, you obviously inherit a pretty talented inside linebacker room. How much have you been able to dive into them, and what's the key to developing talent like that?
Yeah, a little bit. I've met all of them since I've been here, just in the, day 2. I've had a chance to meet them all, really good interactions. They all appear to be good people who are hungry. That's a starting point. In the film I have watched, I haven't been through it all. They look like they play hard and they're pretty aware as a group, and they're talented. I mean, they all have good body types at this point in time. And there's some skill there. So to me, the first part is their makeup, and their approach. And these guys seem to be wired the right way, and they have some legitimate traits. And that's my job as a coach, to develop those traits and apply some techniques to improve from where they're already at now. So I'm really fired up about that. And it is a loaded room, and that was part of me being attracted to coming here.
When you're just working with players who are a lot younger and in different stage developmentally, how much does that change your coaching approach?
It does change it. And that's one thing. In my most recent years in the NFL at Arizona, we had some pretty good sack production from the edge players there. And the cool part about it for me as a coach is that production has encompassed multiple different players, body types, and personalities. So to me, I really feel like these guys will have a chance to produce. This scheme is already a good scheme. They did some great things last year, so I'm not coming in to change anything. I'm just trying to enhance. So I like that I've been a part of success, and whatever my part in that is as a coach, it's gotten to different body types and players. So to me, I look at that and I say, hey, this can apply to everybody regardless of body type. Within those skill sets and body frames and that type of thing, there's some nuance. Some guys will have to rush and play a certain way, but overall, if they just kind of adhere to the system a little bit, they'll have a chance. And then it was also kind of interesting dynamic for me last year in Arizona. I had a pretty veteran-heavy group for my first 2 years as the outside linebacker coach. Chandler Jones, Hassan Reddick, Marcus Golden, and then last year I had 2 rookies, Majay Sanders and Cam Thomas. So that was a different challenge. We'd had production, but it had been pretty veteran-heavy, and these rookies didn't play as much as some of the other rookies in their class. But once they earned their playing time and had a chance to develop, these guys started to come on at the end of the year. And Jesse Lucchetta, I need to add him to that. He didn't dress as much, but I actually had 3 rookie draft picks last year as a coach. So my challenge was completely different, and from where those guys ended the year, I feel pretty good about where we got to for their first year and my role in that. And I'm excited about them moving forward and think they're going to have a great second year and great NFL careers. But, over the years, I've been exposed to different types of players at different stages in their career and feel good about that moving forward. I mean, the crazy thing about the NFL is you can coach a 30-year-old all the way down to a 21-year-old. So there's varying everything, ages, skill sets, bodies, the whole thing. So we'll see how that can apply here.
Coach, what have your conversations been like with Aaron Henry so far, and what are your takeaways as far as the type of defense he wants to play and kind of the defensive philosophy?
Yeah, really good conversations with Coach Henry. He's a big reason why I made the decision to come here. Really good comfort level with him. I think he's a great person first and foremost. Really impressed me with his coaching knowledge right off the bat. And I would say he's an aggressive-minded play caller. So being a pass rush and edge coach, that was pretty attractive to me.
Give us a timeline, Charlie, of how this came together. Was it relatively quick? Was it something that you needed? I mean, it's a big career move. Something that you needed a little bit of time to sit on it and make sure it was right for you? Yeah,
right after our season ended, within that first week, I forget the dates, but within the first week of our last game in Arizona, Coach B made the call. I was on a plane the next day, came in and interviewed, and then some time had passed. Coach gave me some time to consider the opportunity here, and I'd say it was a little over a week and a half probably that time.
Was that when you got into coaching? Was it one of those things where when you started in the NFL, did you see yourself? I know you said, did you see yourself coming back to the college level? Or?
To me, I just enjoy coaching, period. So I never really ever thought NFL or college, just where the opportunities and the people happened to be led me to an 11-year stretch in the NFL, 7 in Miami, spanning 2 coaches, and then obviously the stint in Arizona, and then this opportunity came about, and I just looked at it as a good opportunity with a great head coach and a staff and good players, and for all those reasons, that's why I ultimately took the job.
Coach, what are the first couple of things you have to do? Like, what are the things, first in your top of mind, you want to accomplish in the next week or two?
Well, first off, I need to learn the playbook. I'm the new guy. So first and foremost, that's my responsibility. And then within that, it's just marrying up Aaron's scheme to some of the techniques that I'd like to bring here. Ultimately, they have to fit, and like I said, this scheme is ready to go right now. So I need to adapt to what they're doing, and then if new ideas or techniques fit within that, then that's great, But first, I got to get a feel for that, and then just see how my techniques, and a lot of them are similar to what I see on film from how they did things last year. See if that can fit, and then see the guys in person and at practice, and see how they are and their body types are and what works best for them.
One of your connections to Brett is both Iowa and Kirk Ferentz.
Yes.
What did you learn from him as a student, graduate assistant? Kind of your first taste of coaching.
Coach Ferentz?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely player development, technique, fundamentals, work ethic, weight room. I mean, part of the calling card of their success has been developing players, and so from early on in my career there, that was one thing that I observed, and I've tried to adhere to moving forward in my career. Just the importance of fundamentals, technique, and doing the simple things better.
Brett's talked about how he wanted somebody to improve pass rush. I guess you're probably hitting on some of the larger scheme things. Was there any intricacies of unlocking more pass rush out of a guy?
Yeah, I definitely from a one-on-one standpoint, everybody has a skill set and a body of work, and we'll look at that and see where can we improve each guy within their skill set and within our techniques, and but also there's pass rush opportunities as a group, and we'll look at that moving forward as well. Are there things that the guys can do together to help themselves, and can we give them opportunities to work together and or execute stunts or games more effectively to create some of those opportunities.
Coach, you've had two nice warm weather jobs. Miami,
Yeah.
obviously, Arizona. You were from Illinois, so maybe it's not a big deal, but coming back here, moving up to when it's 20 and wind chill stuff today, what's that like for you?
Yeah, I got to get used to it. Being gone for 11 years, it does change your blood, in my opinion. So, yeah, but I kept one winter coat in those 11 years that I normally wore at the combine in Indianapolis. So that is with me today, and on my flight up here. But yeah, it's funny. I have 3 daughters. The first 2 have seen falling snow one time in Flagstaff, Arizona. So other than that, they'll be in for a little bit of something new here.
Were they fine with that move?
Yeah.
They were good?
Yes. One of them actually said, Berkeley, my 5-year-old said she was fired up to eat some snow. So, yeah. But it doesn't snow as much down here as it does in the Chicago area, which was news to me, to be honest with you. So maybe a little bit less of that.
Just what was your experience with developing and coaching Chandler Jones, Hassan Reddick, and how can that help you translate here?
Yeah, I think first and foremost they're just different skill sets, and so within that there's nuance within coaching them. First of all, and I think it's important for me to convey to my guys, having been at the highest level and been around some of the best to do it. Chandler, the stats since 2012, I think most sacks in the NFL, whatever, he's a 100+ sack guy, and Hassan is in an absolute unbelievable stretch of his career right now. But before you get to anything, those guys really are good people, tough dudes, and they work extremely hard. So it should not be overcomplicated. That's the start of being a great player, and I think that will be important for me to convey to my guys. Chandler was obviously great before I coached him, so to me at that point in his career, in my career, it was to just keep him playing at a high level. He for sure could teach a master class plus in the art of pass rushing. I mean, the way his brain is wired for it is incredible, and I learned as much from him as I think I gave him. And then Hassan was different. I mean, and I'd like to just take a second to compliment him. He was a 3-year inside linebacker in the NFL. He was atypical size coming out of college. He was too small, as the NFL said. So he projected to be an inside linebacker and played there for 3 years and wasn't quite having the success that anyone thought about. So he moved full-time to the edge in his 4th year in the NFL. And he had his first year playing the position, he had a breakout year. And that was my first year as the coach. And so I give him a lot of credit. And he never lost faith, he never lost his stride, never lost his confidence, and he just kept working every day and took off, and then and there's a stat, I think he's the first player in the NFL to have 3 double-digit years consecutively on 3 different teams. So again, Arizona, not good enough to play inside, moves to the edge, had to prove it. Has a breakout year, signed a one-year deal in Carolina, had to prove it, proved it again, and then Philly paid him to the contract, you know, and he's having a great year. But they're all just tough dudes who go hard. And if that's a starting point, they'll have a shot. Within that, it's my job to coach them up on the techniques within that to give them tools to have success.
Did you play here one time?
Say that again?
Did you play a game here? Did you ever play here?
I did not, no.
Oh, okay.
Coached one time at Iowa
Okay.
in 08.
I know you talked about the relationship part of recruiting, but I guess what excites you most about getting into that field, and what do you just think is going to be the biggest adjustment period in kind of getting both feet into that level?
I think the biggest adjustment is just going to be organizing it and just logistically having a plan and getting a feel for it, you know, because that's going to be new for me. I've been out of it for 11 years. But the thing that excites me is meeting young, hungry kids who want to be great football players. And it's my job, and it would excite me to have a chance to coach and develop them. So hitting the road, finding these guys and gauging their level of interest and level of motivation to be a great player, that's the cool part for me.
That's good.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, thank you.